Welcome to this video on John Wesley and the birth of the Methodist movement, titled The Heart on Fire. The story of Methodism begins not with a building or denomination, but with a heart set ablaze by God. John Wesley lived in an era of stark divide, marked by spiritual complacency and social cruelty. Faith often belonged only to the educated upper class, while the poor were overlooked by both the church and society. Wesley, an Anglican priest, and his brother Charles formed the Holy Club at Oxford. Devoted to disciplined prayer, Bible study, and service, their rigorous routine earned them the nickname Methodists. Yet Wesley felt an internal conflict, lacking the spiritual fire despite his outward precision. The pivotal event occurred on May 24, 1738, on Aldersgate Street in London. While listening to a reading of Luther's preface to Romans, Wesley experienced a shift. His heart was strangely warmed. He knew, existentially, that Christ had forgiven and loved him. His theology moved from the head to the heart. This Aldersgate experience gave birth to the conviction that Christian faith must be personally experienced, not merely inherited. This conviction forms the triad of emphasis for Methodism: personal conversion, holiness of life, and God's grace for all people. When the established Church of England failed to reach the working class and closed its doors to Wesley, he went where the people were. Fields became sanctuaries, and marketplaces became pulpits. Wesley's theology moved from the heart to the streets. Wesley's theology championed universal grace, meaning salvation was never a private escape, but God reclaiming the world. He described grace in three forms: prevenient grace, which prepares the heart; justifying grace, which saves us; and sanctifying grace, which transforms us into holiness. Wesley understood that spiritual fire must be tended. His genius was pastoral organization. Believers were organized into class meetings for spiritual growth and community care, using accountability questions like, "How is your soul?" These groups led to ordinary people becoming reformers. Wesley preached Christian perfection, not as sinless flawlessness, but as perfect love, a heart so filled with God's love that it spills outward. He famously stated, quote, "There is no holiness but social holiness," leading to actions like building schools, opening clinics, opposing slavery, and creating microloans. Methodism became a portable, practical, and globally alive movement. Wesley traveled 250,000 miles and preached 40,000 sermons. Though he never intended to form a new denomination, the Spirit moved faster than structures could contain. Wesley still matters today because he calls for a balance between heartfelt spirituality, disciplined living, and active love for society. Faith without love is empty. Action without grace leads to burnout, and love without action is incomplete. Wesley teaches us that God often meets us in honesty, not perfection. If he were alive now, he would be found among the overlooked. Consider, who are the overlooked of our time, and how can your faith move toward them? From a single heart strangely warmed, the fire continues today as a global movement of active love. This is Wesley's legacy of heart, spirit, and action. Here are the references used in the creation of this video.